Hello guys, good evening. This is a recorded video and we are going to do our daily stock market insights for January 27. Okay, so today is January 27 and we are also going to review first how PSCI moved in today's market. Okay, so we were right when we actually forecasted a possible decline in PSEI. So the index has actually dipped today. So let us see how the major stocks have performed in today's market. So right away, you know here that given that the index has declined, major companies like JFC and we'll see later on. But I have a feeling that the banks, major banks, Ayala, SM, those have declined. But we are going to go through each stock one by one, right? But take note that the index is composed of around 30 plus um, very stable companies in the Philippine market. All right, so this is how I would normally sort the stocks that we are going to review. Okay, so first of all, we go from go all stocks and then sort it, trade. So the stocks with highest number of trades that happened. Okay, so look at that. For web, I would have to say we all gotta be careful. I think this is already a very risky position. So my overall outlook, given that my profile is I am a position trader, this is not the game that I want to play. So this is very risky. Those people who have entered here, so uh, I I bet it might take a while before that amount will be reached. So I have a feeling that it will continue to dip in the coming days. Tomorrow, most likely, we will have again another dip. So this is a very bearish candlestick. So if you still are interested in this stock, wait for it to reach a possible area of bounce. Just in case, I would have to plot it either. Okay, so first area to watch out for. I'm not saying you enter in this area right away. That would be around here, 3.56 level. Reason why I said that is because of this. Let's change that to pink, yellow. Okay, and then of course this one too, wherein you see some price. Let me just hide this. Okay, there you go. And I'll hide this too. Okay, so mhm. So this is an area where you have um, whenever the price reaches that level, there's a ceiling. So this acts as our resistance. And there you go. Okay, so watch out, see if the price bounces around that level. Otherwise, it will continue to dip and then we'll plot again another area of possible support. But in case you want to also use another tool here is what we call a Fibonacci retracement. So you plot the lowest area and then all the way up here. Okay, so the area where we plotted it is actually very close to the 0.618 level. Okay, so first area of possible bounce, this, the 4.08, next would be 3.75, the next would be 3.42, but I'm playing the conservative here. I will not enter in these areas because I have a feeling that these areas will be broken in the coming days. And the lowest possible would be, of course, well, actually, if it goes below 0.618 level or 3.42 level, I have a feeling that we'll have some more bearish movement. And the lowest it could get is it will revisit your MA20 line, which is the blue line here. Okay, so those are our insights for web. In one statement, I'd say avoid web now that it is already giving us bearish um, candlestick. For Ali has continued to move up, so that's good. But the nearest resistance that we have here is around 42.61. Okay, so let me just check the settings. Coordinates, visibility, settings, background. Watermark. Okay, there. So for Ali, I have a feeling that our next resistance is very near, so around 42.56 level. Reason for that is because we found this. We also saw some price level landing at the same area. So just in case you really want to get in, I'd say just wait until you see, because I have a feeling that this will still have some rejection here. Okay, probably the best confirmation is when it finally crosses, our MA20 line. Because right now, I think overall this will still continue to decline. Um, yeah, but let's use this as our just in case, the market gives you a chance one more time in this area. This will be our support. The reason why I said that is because of this. At one point, if you're going to check screen backwards, you will see that there's a price consolidation that happened here. Actually, if you wanna take a look at this part over here, from here to here, so it is an area, so it's slightly higher than that is already okay, but just play conservative. I feel that the market will still give us a chance around 37.982. Okay, next would be tech. Okay, tech is still giving us that bearish signal. So we are currently at the no, at a resistance level, right? So it looks like this stock is having a difficult time climbing up further, and these are already signs of weakness. At the same time, if you notice over here, we are already at the overbought level, so chances are the next possible move would be downward. Okay, my arrow is so weird. So we are going to have a downward direction. There you go. So where could it land? Let me see. Yeah, this is where I see it. Still at the MA20 level, it might respect that because we have a very solid support in that area over here. So see this right here, right in this level. Oops. Okay. So 12 is the resistance, and the next possible support is around 7.86. And our sentiment overall is that it will potentially decline in the coming days. URC, same story. You might see some more declines in the coming days. And let us see if it will create a possible bounce around the 151.91 level. There you go. Okay, so that's the area that we're looking at. So area of possible support here, previous resistance here, and some consolidation that happened here. So check out if the market gives us a chance around this level. Overall, if you're to zoom out, okay, very solid. Okay, more hints over here. Okay, another hint over here. So I feel that there is a big possibility that 151.91 will be revisited. MWC, we have officially crossed the MA20 line, and look at your Bollinger Band, so constricted, and we're starting to move following the MA20 level. It respects your MA20 line, which is your blue line over here. So I have a feeling that if you want to get in, I'd say maybe you can already give it a try around 9.91 level or 9.90 level. Okay, so that's the area to probably start accumulating volume. Because overall, if you're to look at your possible reward here, you are at a very promising area. Now, again, we understand that previously MWC was also involved in a not so good, what you call this, uh, news. Yes, President Duterte had negative sentiment about how they run their business. So if you still believe in MWC, you believe the possible growth of the company, which is really, really important because a fundamental analysis will help you determine which stock to get in. Now, the reason why we're here is just purely technical analysis. Let us say now you have determined that MWC is a company you want to engage in. Technical analysis will supplement and would tell you when to enter. So given that, for example, you believe in MWC, I'd say this is already the right time. You can start accumulating volume because the Bollinger Band is very constricted. Look at that. And look at this. Normally, when a Bollinger Band becomes constricted, chances are it will have a dramatic or a significant move right after that. But in this case, contrary to what happened here, right? What happened here is that it became constricted, but the sentiment is moving downwards. There were 2 days that we had red candlestick and started to trigger the lower Bollinger Band. But in this situation, we are still trying to stabilize following the MA20 line and just merely sitting right at the MA20 level. So in case it starts to trigger the upper Bollinger Band, that already will be our signal. But for those people who would like to be ahead of the game, they might want to consider entering right now a 9.91 level. If that gets broken to the downside, then just cut your losses. But for those who want to make sure that they're conservative with their entry, I suggest wait for a green engulfing candlestick, meaning the green should engulf the red candlestick over here and probably start triggering the upper Bollinger Band. That's the time they will enter. KPPI. Okay, wow. So promising move for KPPI. I think this is still a good position. This was a 14.90% increase, started to trigger that. So I feel that some people will take profit tomorrow, and I still would like to stick to the 10.75 that I plotted here. So chances are, so this used to be our, imaginary resistance, and we have officially broken that. So what will happen here is, just in case people take profit, just watch out and catch it around 10.75. If it continues to go up, I have a feeling it will revisit that area before it continues to go up. Okay, but anywhere, where it is at right now, it's already a very promising area. Just haggle a little as near as you, or as near as you can, at a 10.75 area. Okay, and then you also have BPI over here. BPI started to create a stabilization where it is at right now. So for me, I feel that that is already an area of bounce. Look at this. Okay, so that's an area of bounce. Wherever it is at right now, I feel that this is already a good time to enter. Notice what happened here. 10 December 19. Okay, so let's see. Your RSI is already giving us very good signals. Okay, so we did a double bottom over here, and then price is moving upward in your RSI. So that's already a good momentum over there. Next would be MPI. MPI, we don't feel safe yet. We have a red candlestick here. So I feel that uh, it respects MA20 as the resistance at the moment. So I have a feeling that we'll have some more downward movement here. So notice when it did a bounce, it's much lower than the previous one. So this is what we call a lower high. So chances are we might trigger some more movements downward here and we'll create a lower low. So if you are to plot that, so this is how it will look like then. There you go. And then probably this too. So we need to find that mark because I have a feeling it will continue to go down and then we'll create this wherever it will land here. So I have a feeling it will look like that, and then I will move something like this. Continue the trigger, and then we'll have a slight bounce, and then continue to trigger downwards, and like that. So we're not 100% safe yet. Probably the next area that I would like to watch and monitor would be around 2.69 to 2.70 level. Okay, so very bearish at the moment for um, MPI. DMC, okay, DMC, this one is, I feel that this is going to be, oops, look at this. Let's see if it will create a stabilization wherever it is at right now. Okay, there you go. So let's monitor this area just in case. I feel that this green candlestick here is already a good um, area to monitor because at one point it reached the bottom, but people feel that it is already at a cheap level, so they were pushing the price higher. So normally when you have something like that and it appears around the uh, support level, then chances are you will see a change in direction. Okay, so give it a try around 6.18, 6.21, and that for me is already a good area to try out. The next would be, so I'm done with DMC, right? Hold on just a moment. Okay, next would be JFC. JFC is currently trying to stabilize. We're currently sitting at the MA20 line, so it's a wait and see tomorrow. So if this goes lower than the 211 or 211.50 level, and if it breaks that, then chances are our downtrend is not over yet. You might be able to haggle from 200 to even up to 191 level. So that's our take. But if we create a stabilization around 211.50, then I'd say we have already officially crossed the MA20 line, and it will just create a stabilization before it goes up. Either way, guys, I'd have to say don't be scared of JFC. I don't normally recommend any stock, but this is the only stock that I can confidently, make recommendations, even if the price right now is really at a very bearish um, state. It's just market is now giving us the opportunity to get this at a very cheap price. So while you're in this state, no, so far no bad news around JFC. In fact, there are so many promising projects for them, and you can even check that out in the PSE Edge or even here news. There you go. Jollibee completes 600 million bond sale. So try to check that out. I'm sure there are a lot more to look forward for this stock. So next one is fruit. This is a bearish candlestick. I don't recommend that you guys get in, but for those people, all right, so maybe you have entered somewhere here, a little higher. This is the opportunity where you can partially, okay, so people are asking, how can I um, average down without having to add more funds? Okay, so this is your opportunity. I understand you might be at a green, let's say you entered at the 2.04 level, okay, or even here 2.25 level. So I feel that there will be a bearish move in the coming days. So before it goes down, I suggest, um, partially sell some of your positions, probably in case you have 1000 shares, probably sell 300 shares, and the buying power that you have, use that to buy it when it dips, probably around the 151 level. If it bounces, okay, if it bounces in that area. So the next time you enter is, of course, if you see the next confirmation, if you can confirm that it is going to move up again, that's when you enter. But while it still goes down, don't chase it, because it might go even deeper and deeper, and you might be entering a wrong position. Okay, so that's how you go through it. Partially take profit, use the buying power when you see a confirmation that it will already bounce. For me, I'd say a possible area of bounce is still your MA20 level, around 1.48. Next would be Bloom. Bloom, I don't feel good. We're triggering the lower Bollinger Band, and when it does that, we might have some more bearish movements. So where could it potentially land next? Let's see. Okay. Could this be here? Wow, it's deep. I'd say 9.38. Around that level. 9.36, 9.38. That's an area to um, closely monitor and see if we are going to have a possible bounce. So I'm still at a very conservative approach here. CHP. Okay, CHP is also trying to trigger some more bearish movements here. So it respected your MA20 as your resistance. And then when it reached that level, there was again another decline. Now let's take a look. Let's see if, your 1.54 is going to stick. And let us see if it will create a bounce in that area. So I'm not saying you enter right away. Check first if there's a bounce, and that's the time you enter. But so far, I see some stabilization for several days here. Price has been bouncing whenever it reaches the 1.54 level. So let's hope and see, and definitely observe first. Mac still triggering some more bearish movements here. Um, but I would have to say there's a possibility that it will not dip that much anymore. Let's just hope, as I feel that your RSI is already giving you advanced signals. So I'd say maybe if you're really interested in Mac, go ahead and put this in your watch list and see if it even broke that line. So that means you have to go further and see right here. Okay, I'd say 11.21 is the next possible area to watch out for. The reason why I said that is because here. Okay, the reason why I said that is because I saw some price consolidation that happened right here. So when I did back testing, oy, when I looked, so that's the nearest area that I monitored and found that uh, consolidation happened. So 11.21, you might see the price dipping, but not that much anymore. AXLM. AXLM is also not giving us a nice story today. This is a bearish candle, so let's see if it will give us a good bounce at the 3.13 area. So there was a consolidation that happened here, also a resistance over here. So if it dips, maybe it will just test. Okay, it might test the 3.13 level. Okay, MBT. MBT is, we're still not out of the woods yet. It will first challenge your MA20 line over here. So once it officially breaks that, then I would say we now have a change in direction. In the meantime, your MA20 will still act as your resistance. And when you say it's a resistance, chances are you might have some rejections uh, around that area. So I will still play conservative here. Let's see if it will have some stabilization in this level. Because, okay, number one, used to be support and used to be a resistance over here. And so it might go back to that level before it gives us a good bounce. What else? MBT. Now let's check out SM. SM. SM also giving us a declining movement here. So be extra careful. You will potentially have some more movements downwards here. Where could it possibly stop? Screen to the left. Okay. All right. So it will probably test this area once again. So this one over here, or previous support, resistance here, and support over here. So many areas that will confirm it. 112.75. SMPH. SMPH, I'd say I still see this resistance as MA20 is our resistance area. So I'd still have to stick to the 39.55 level as a possible area of bounce. So it might revisit that once again. Sun. Sun is, I actually the market is torn, but you had foreign selling happening here today. So let's see if it will bounce around 1.71. But overall, I feel that it will dip. Part of me is saying that it will dip because you're already at the overbought level. And when the price was moving up here, your momentum is actually declining. Let's see that. Okay, over here. It's declining. Okay, see. While the price is moving in an upward direction, your RSI is actually declining. ICT. ICT is just trying to stabilize. What I can suggest here is that, hmm, maybe let's do this. This is what I can see. Or it could be here. And then another line here. Okay, so it might continue to move within the range. Okay, so that could be the next possible movement. But once this yellow line to the upside is broken, then chances are you will have a brand new direction. If this yellow line below here is broken, then of course it will dip. And if it dips, the next possible support that I see is 123.98. Well, actually around that area, 124, 193 to 120, 123 to 124. If it breaks that line over there. Okay. Next would be AC. AC, not a good sign. This is a bearish candlestick. You might have some more movements downwards. Okay. I don't feel good when I see that. So it respects your blue line over here. It acts as a resistance. And in some occasions, even if it does not reach a blue line, it continues to dip. So I feel like this might happen again. So be extra careful. Use your buying power somewhere else. Don't buy this one yet. I see some more red days. TEL is also trying to challenge your MA20 line. It's trying to sit there. So just observe. If you have a price start probably above the blue line, which is your MA20, then you can say there is a bounce. But we're still, because we're sitting right at the MA20 line, it's really hard to tell. So watch the market on the first, let's say 30 minutes, see where the sentiment is. Don't get in yet at the, on the first 30 minutes, because that's the most volatile segment of the day. So observe how the market behaves around that time and see around probably 11, 10:30 to 11 o'clock. That's when you start entering. But overall, TEL is already at a cheap level here if you are a long-term investor. Okay, so let me just stop right there. TEL is our last stock for first part. I'll try to record another one and probably review the remaining stocks. But note that we ended at TEL. Okay, in the meantime, thank you for watching this video. If you have not subscribed yet, please do subscribe and like our videos. And thank you for watching and supporting Miss JD. You have a great evening. Bye bye for now.